Right, you're ready now for the next part where we'll learn a little bit more about fractions and percentages, how the two are connected. You've already seen that. So let's write fractions first. Here's a fraction. This thing is broken into 100 parts. That's the break, and we take, say, 8 of those. So we'll write 8 on top. So that's a fraction. We took 8 out of 100. How do we write that as a percentage? Very simple. We write 8%. 8, this 8 is this one. This stroke here is this stroke here. And the two zeros here are right there. So 8%. Same thing. What about here? This is how many? 24 over 100, or 24 100ths. How do we write that as a percent? You tell me. Say it out loud. 24%. Very good. And see if you can scribble it on your notebooks as you see these figures. Okay? So let's see the next fraction. The next fraction is out of 100, I took 64. How do you write that as a percent in the percent form? What do you write? Write it down and say it. 64%. Very good. What about here? Out of 100, we took 32 out of 100. What percent is that? That's right, 32%. Excellent. Get used to the idea of saying things as percent. Now, 6/10 is a certain fraction right here. 6/10, the 10 equal parts and the 6 shaded ones are shown right there. You can have other fractions like 2/4 or 12/20. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12/20. And then 3/4. 1, 2, 3, that's right there. Now, this is what the total amounts are shown. If I break this into 100 equal parts, as shown here, there, how much is the green part now? If you count, you'll find that it comes to 60. So 6/10 is the same as 60 hundredths. Okay, what about this one? If I broke this into 100 equal parts, how much do you think this would be? It was 2/4, and now it is, if you count the shaded portions there, it will be 50. So it's 50 hundredths. So 2/4 is the same as 50 out of 100. 12 out of 20. Well, if I break this into 100 parts, then this will actually come to 60 of those parts. So 12 out of 20 is the same as 60 out of 100. And 3/4, if I break this into 100 equal parts, then this would be roughly around, well, exactly now, 75 parts. So that's how we show 3/4. It means it's 75 out of 100. And you can see, when you look at these fractions, and then you look at the percentages, you find that actually it's so easy to compare. If I write it down as percent, 60%, 50%, instead of this line, I do it a stroke this way, 60%, 75%. It's just a lot easier to compare. Because now I can tell you which is more and which is less in one glance. 60, 50, 60, 75. Well, 75 is a lot more than 60, and 50 is way less than 60. You can't do that if you look at just the fractions. Because if you saw just the fractions, then it would be hard to tell which is the largest. This is 6 out of 10, but this is 3 out of 4. That's 2 out of 4, but that's 12 out of 20. See, all the breaks are different. But you standardize the bottom with 100, then it's very easy. You can compare it very nicely. So that's what the advantages of standardizing the break, the amount at the bottom, the denominator. You make the denominator 100 no matter what the fraction is. Let's do some practice. A little trick that I want to show you about how you can convert one fraction to another. 1 out of 2 is how many out of 10? Who can answer that? Now I know everybody, they'll all say 5 out of 10. That's correct. Now here's a trick. If you multiply half, because that's what you want to find. If you want to multiply half with 10 out of 10, which is the same as 1, and now keep this 10 alone, don't touch it, just look at this bit here. Now do half of 10, which is what? 5, right? So it's 5 out of 10. There you got the answer. Neat little trick. What about, try another one. Here's this one. 3 out of 8 is how many out of 40? You're being asked, 3 out of 8 is how many out of 40? So if you multiply it by 40 out of 40, leave this alone, don't touch, just do 3/8 times 40, and we get 5. 5 times 3 is 15. That's 15 out of 40. And so the answer is 15 out of 40. You see how easy it is? It makes life so much easier. You can work any fraction. 7 out of 12 is how much out of 50? Not a problem. 7 out of 12, what will you do now? What will you multiply this with? Yeah, here we multiplied it with 10 out of 10. For 40, we multiplied it by 40 out of 40. For 50, we multiplied by 50 out of 50. Keep this 50 alone and just do 7/12 times 50. Now that's going to be a little bit an awkward kind of a fraction, but that's okay. That's okay, not a problem. 7 times 25 and then over 6, which is actually 175 over 6. That turns into an improper fraction, and we can turn that into a mixed number, and we will get 29 1/6. So it's 29 1/6 out of 50. That's what it is. That's the answer. So knowing this trick, it's very easy to work out percentages, how much out of 100, because 1 out of 4 is how many out of 100 was. So use the same rule. How many out of 100 multiplied by 100 over 100. Leave this 100 alone and just do 1/4 times 100, which is obviously 25. And so the answer is 25 out of 100, which is, of course, 25%. You know that. Good. 1/4 is 25%. Let's do this one. 13 out of 20 is how many out of 100? Okay. 13 out of 20 multiplied by 100 over 100. What's the answer? This is the same 100 here. We just leave this alone. Multiply that, and of course it is 65%, because 65 out of 100 is 65%. So, very simple way to convert a fraction, any fraction, into percentage. So try this one. Quick one. How do you do that? What's the answer? What will you multiply it with? Very good. 100 upon 100. Now, what's the answer? Remove this. Perform this operation. What'd you get? 75. Very good. So that's the answer. Okay, do this one. What's the answer for this? Work it out on your own. We're waiting. That's right. You multiplied by 100 over 100. Good. And somebody's saying, okay, we're waiting for the answer. 72. Somebody got 72? Excellent, because it's 72%. That's right. There you go. 72%. Excellent. Great job done. Very simple. We'll continue with percentages and keep going deeper and deeper, because this is going to be a long, long journey, just like fractions. But it's going to be a fun journey. So feel confident, feel smart, and trust yourself. You're a lot smarter than you think. Take care. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.